How do you actually do inbound? Well, the best way to start is by understanding the inbound methodology. So what does this inbound methodology look like? It illustrates the 3 stages each of your marketing, sales, and services teams will use to create and maintain relationships with people. These stages are attract, engage, and delight. All of these phases apply to everyone in your company. You see, attracting isn't just the role of marketers. Engaging isn't just the role of sales reps. You can probably see where this is going. Delight isn't just the role of services reps. In order to create relationships that last and customers that stay, every customer-facing team needs to focus on how they can contextually attract, engage, and delight your prospects and customers, and to continue to build trust in your brand. So let's see what the inbound methodology looks like in action. During the attract stage of the inbound methodology, an inbound business focuses on attracting prospects and customers through relevant and helpful content, immediately adding value during their buying journey. Helpful content is contextual content, meaning that it relates directly to the question being asked, the outcome being sought, or an aspirational goal. It should not only provide an opportunity to learn, but start to showcase that your level of insight and advice should be trusted. That shows why you're a thought leader, and to provide the easiest path to the desired solution and expert level insight into how to get there. For a marketer, this could mean creating helpful content and experiences that demonstrate your knowledge. Sales reps, on the other hand, you need to make customers want to engage in conversation and see you as a resource. So you could attract prospects and customers by making yourself available for meetings, calls, or live chat in areas they're likely to have the most product questions. And services? Knowledge docs and chatbots make information easy to find for people who are looking for it. Every business is an expert. Every role, a knowledge broker. Attracting people is about using that expertise to create content and conversations that help people overcome their obstacles and reach their goals, to provide answers to questions, solutions to problems, and perhaps entertain along the way. The engage stage begins the moment a person takes the desired action, to read that article, to book that meeting, to chat with that bot. It's about starting a relationship and becoming that trusted advisor. In this stage, you'll begin to collect information about the individual you're working with. This could mean their personal information, if that's exchanged, or simply tracking the actions that they choose to take moving forward. They may have landed on your website or started to interact through a preferred channel or app. No matter where they're interacting with you, your focus is building trust. Answer questions. Provide solutions for the challenges your prospects and customers face and strategies to accomplish the goals they set. Maybe even provide insight for questions they didn't even know they had. It's during the engage phase that you're able to start to build that one-to-one relationship and deliver solutions that solve problems with context, clarity, and creativity. By focusing on what motivates your audience and having the expertise to solve for their needs, you become a resource. You sell your brand by solving for your prospects, rather than through telling them what sets you apart. Of course, how you go about the engage stage will again depend on your role. For example, a marketer may use ad retargeting or blog posts to speak to different segments of their audience. A sales rep could use personalized follow-up or have a series of phone conversations to determine the unique needs of a buyer. A services rep could focus on an inbound channel and use a support ticketing system to organize and respond to each new inbound inquiry. The manner you build trust with your prospects and customers will depend on the unique needs of your business. Finally, you arrive at the delight stage of the inbound methodology. Delight revolves around providing an outstanding experience every time a prospect or customer interacts with your company. To exceed their expectations so much that they'll want to tell their friends and family all about how you went an extra step to ensure they accomplished what they set out to do. Delight is about more than just great customer service, although customer service will play a part. Anyone interacting with you has the potential to become the loudest voice across social media. You have the opportunity to ensure that you're actively creating advocates rather than detractors of your brand. To be an inbound business, you need to have a system in place to help delight those prospects or customers so that they become promoters and start to influence those strangers. Your promoters are what will help you to have a continuous motion in the inbound methodology. Think of it this way. At first, your marketing team is the loudest amplifier of your company. But hopefully, soon, your customer base becomes even louder. This means aligning your marketing, sales, and services teams around providing outstanding service in their content, conversations, and interactions. Make it as easy as humanly possible for people to find the answers they need. Ensure that you understand what motivates your prospects and customers. Find opportunities to provide additional insight or information. Every prospect is a potential customer. As for any existing customers, well, a customer truly isn't a customer until they've had the chance to leave you and chose not to. Everyone at your company has the opportunity to delight someone. For marketers, this could mean creating a library of entertaining but educational resources that can be recommended and evangelized to others. Does this sound familiar? Maybe a little like the video you're watching? It should. The HubSpot Academy Learning Center is a great example of HubSpot marketing using educational content to delight its users. For sales reps, this could mean using sales automation to remind yourself to check in with people post-sale to make sure they're getting everything they were looking for. For services reps, this could mean using feedback surveys to help you improve over time and truly delight your customers. So there you have it. Attract, engage, and delight. The flywheel that can help you build relationships with anyone interacting with your company. It'll take some time and effort on your part. But the result? You achieve sustainable growth by paying attention to what makes your happiest customers tick.